What's up there, Misfits? Welcome to Pages of Ascension. Of course, welcome back if you've been hanging out with your girl for a little bit. Alright, so this is the reading for the sign of Taurus. Now, Taurus, doesn't matter where Taurus is in your chart, doesn't matter what you're looking at this reading for, this reading can apply for any of those placements, for any of those themes. These are not themed or dated readings. So whenever you come across this video and decide to go ahead and click on it is when you are supposed to see it. Okay, so I do want to point your attention to, oh, did I do it again? I will get, okay, here we go. This side of your screen. New setup. Bear with your girl, all right? So go ahead and look at that disclaimer. Read it. Pause it if you need to. All right. That is for any and every single video on my channel. All right, so if you're down, go ahead and stick around. And if it's not your forte, this is a good time to exit stage love, okay? All right, so Taurus, as I was tuning into your energy, nothing came through. Let's see what we've got going on for it as I'm getting your cards all shuffled up and on the board and all that jazz. Hope you are all doing well. Wow, I swear I'm getting like every new card in this deck in these readings. So the other deck that I have, it's literally the same deck as this one, right? I went through and I cleansed it and, you know, do the things that I do to cleanse my decks. And, you know, which is basically sage and putting them back in order and all that jazz, right? And I did that and they still didn't feel right. And it was like that for a little while. I'm like, okay, I've done everything that I know that I need to. So I scrounged up some cash and went ahead and got the new version of this deck. Basically, it's just extended. It's got some other cards in it that Ciro decided to put into this version. And light as a feather. And you know, the really ironic thing about it is now with the other deck, it's light as a feather too. So I really do think I was supposed to get this extended version of this particular deck for y'all. And I have noticed that some of the cards do provide an additional context to things. And it incorporates some other energies as well. So, yeah. Short story. Okay, so we just got to get one more card out for you and then we can get this party started. Yahtzee! Okay. Alright, so at the bottom of the deck, Taurus, you have the Sun card. Okay. That is good, that is good. I don't remember what that one is called, so give me a second while I look up the name of this one. Oh, time. Okay, interesting. So I just got my confirmation for that. So I feel like time is about to be a really big factor in this reading. And, you know, it's really interesting because all of the cards in the middle, none of them flipped over and only your bookends did. So I feel like these are, this is the most important theme for you, is that you feel like you're running out of time, you feel like you're being blocked, and Spirit's trying to tell you that your way, your path is about to be lit. Okay, so stop freaking out. So let's look at the cards that you've got. Just time. Ooh, garden. Time for you to shine. The well. The coffin. And then the mountain. Yeah, so I'm definitely seeing an end to blockages here with the coffin being next to the mountain. And I feel like this takes on a very, very esoteric meaning. The coffin and the well. What I keep hearing is still waters more run deep. Okay, so I feel like there are, or there is rather, a large depth of knowledge that you have, Taurus. Okay, and this is something that you, I feel like, are about to share with the world. I don't feel like this is something that has already come to pass. I feel like what this is telling me is that the clock has struck the number that it's supposed to let you know that it is time to step into the limelight. It is time. It's time to speak on the depth of information and knowledge that you have. And it's almost like in doing that, there is an end to whatever blockages have been present in your path. Okay, so what it tells me is that the blockages that you feel you've been experiencing are not coming from an external place. They're coming from an internal place based on these two cards, okay? And it's, in part, that's probably the illumination that you're being given here with the Sun card at the bottom of the deck. Now, yeah, still waters run deep and it's your time to shine. That's what I'm hearing. So let's go ahead and look into your clarifiers. Get some dynamics up in this. Some of you may have come out of a dark night cycle recently. This reading is taking on a very interesting tone or energy, let me put it that way. So I don't know what that means quite yet. And I'm going to get out all the cards for you before I start speaking on them, because I got a feeling. I got a feeling. I got a feeling. Okay. There we go. All right, bottom of the deck is courtship. Now, I saw that card when I split the deck. Whew, wow. Okay, so for some of you, there is a partnership that is coming into focus. Well, let's go ahead and look at everything we got for you. All right, so thoughts and distant horizons. Some of you are thinking that it's time to move. You might be in a place that you feel is a little too populated for your taste. You're looking for a little bit of a slower lifestyle. So there are, I feel like, some places that you are seriously considering moving to, uprooting yourself and moving to get that peace that you're kind of seeking. Okay, for some of you, it could be the particular place that you're considering is close to a very specific person. I feel like this is a feminine energy. Confirmation. Okay. We got concern and expectation. So part of what I'm kind of feeling like with this is that whatever this location is that you're thinking about moving to, I feel like you need to do a little bit more research about this place, and whether it's like certain territories within this country or states, cities, pick it, okay? Because I feel like the peace and solitude and even quiet that you're seeking is very dependent and specific to a certain location in this place. Now, I know that you're thinking very heavily of moving to this place because of this feminine energy, but even that said, it may not be that you're meant to be in the exact same place as this feminine energy. All right, so that could be something as simple as you want to move to be closer to your sister or your bestie, okay, or your mom, okay? But for whatever reason, the street that they're on or the particular city that they're in is just not giving you the vibe that you're seeking. So you may have to move further from them. Okay? Because I feel like you've got expectation that it's going to be this serene area. And there's a concern, and I feel like this is something that's kind of nagging you. Okay, so this would be confirmation. But there's concern that it may not quite be the place that you're thinking, and that can happen. Okay. You can choose to move to a place based on someone telling you it's so awesome and there's so many opportunities and there's so much you can do, and you get there and it is nothing like that. Okay, nothing like that. So that's something to keep in mind, Taurus, okay? So then with main male and adjudication, it feels like the end of some type of partnership, okay? But and it feels like romantic. What I'm hearing is common law. Okay, common law. So this might be someone that you have a common law, like marriage with, or commitment with, which is not quite the same when you're divorcing someone that you've been with, but from my understanding, you can still have to split up, like, economics, the house stuff. You can still have to go through that when you're splitting up from someone that you're in a common law partnership with. So with this adjudication, I feel like there could be some small court, like some court stuff, some civil litigation there, but it isn't feeling like it's anything that's going to be drawn out. Okay, or anything that I would say is going to even be too disruptive. It may make you feel a little blocked in everything else that you're trying to do, like, for example, get on with this move, get more in touch with self, allow yourself to be in the spotlight, allowing yourself to shine, and it almost feels like a little bit of a shadow over that, but I do feel like it's temporary. Okay, so with message of concern here, on the coffin in the mountain, so the fear that you're going to continue to be blocked and that it's going to block your abundance and your money. Wow, occupation, child. Okay, so what this tells me is that some of you may feel like you're being blackballed out of your profession due to this partnership, or the splitting, breaking apart of this partnership, okay? With the Sun card coming out at the bottom of the deck for the Lenormand, it tells me, like, the way is going to be lit for you. This is something that's passing through, okay? It's not going to be something that, if it does manage to block you, it won't do so for long. That's what that's telling me, okay? So, let me see here. Is there anything else? I do feel like time is on your side for this relocation that you're considering. You might feel like it's almost like you want to speed up the timeline of, like, this move and getting rid of this partnership and just moving on from it and being in, in your sacred space, your peace, because you want to move on from this, and it's you feel like it's going too slow, when the truth of the matter, it's going exactly the speed it's supposed to. Time is on your side on this, okay? So push when it's necessary to push, but pull back when it's also necessary to do that, okay? So let's look at your other cards. Your soul's trying to get through to you is love with an open heart. Now, based on the fact that I'm seeing a split and some type of partnership here that definitely has romantic undertones here, with the courtship card being on the bottom of the deck. Ooh, and marriage being on top of that. Wow. The two of you, seriously, like, okay, what I'm seeing is, and this was all at the bottom of the deck, okay? So what this is telling me is that this is someone that you courted for quite some time, with pathway and courtship being here. This is someone that you've probably been with for a really long time. The partnership has been elevated to marriage. Okay, I would say that you and this person did gain quite a bit of assets while you were together, and that's the reason for this adjudication, is to split that up. Okay, so what the love with an open heart card tells me is that you're at risk of letting the dissolution of this situation close you off entirely. Okay, and the ironic thing about it is that, like, if you allow this to shut off your heart, this peace that you're seeking, that you feel like this place that you want to move to is giving you or will give you, that's not how it's going to turn out. Okay, the peace and serenity that you're seeking cannot be found within a place. It's found within self. Okay, it's found within self. Now, that's not to say that the environment that you're in doesn't help, because it does. Anybody who's ever been in a toxic environment, a haunted environment, or just a place with bad juju, you know that the environment matters. But at the end of the day, it's what's the environment within self. Okay, so, you know, keep this balance. Allow your heart to remain open despite the fact that this is ending. I feel like that is very, very important for your next steps, to not let yourself be closed off. Okay, so the advice Spirit has for you is Wunjo. Okay, so that's, you know, it's wealth, it's cattle, it's practical and tangible assets. Okay, it's celebration. And with the sun coming out, or excuse me, with the sun card being on the bottom of the deck, like, the sun is coming out. So this is a little bit gloomier of a time, I'm feeling like, for some of you out there, Taurus, but this is, it will pass. Okay, it will pass. I do see that you have good coming. You know, that there is success coming your way. If you end up losing any you know, assets, if you will, any money within the split of this partnership, I do feel like that's going to come back to you in spades, if you will. There's about to be an abundance of things for you to celebrate and be happy about, you know, and to focus on, you know, and that's going to help this inner light shine. But it's almost like this is a test from the universe to see if you can keep your own perspective, and keep control of your own energy, regardless to the hurricane that's happening outside of you. Okay, can you keep the internal balance while the external is imbalanced for you? Okay, so I want to go ahead and draw a tarot card for you. So this particular deck, it's just the major arcana. Okay, there's no minors in here or court cards. Woo, okay, I guess we're doing that one. And so the intent is to kind of look at the theme for your next 30 days, okay? So you might see the energy of this card following you around, or coming up as references to it, and that's kind of a sign that, you know, either that this reading is for you, or that it might even be necessary for you to come back and watch this reading, because, you know, if time does nothing else, it provides a little bit of context and more information. Okay, so the card you got is the Festival Goer, which is the High Priestess in this deck. Okay, so the qualities are ecstatic, friendly, sensational, and hydrated. The description says your lust for movement, love, and EDM helps you form new connections. But remember that much of life happens between the peaks of the headliners. Are you dancing in the quiet between sets? That very much relates to what I'm seeing. Remember how I said we had these two cards bookending your reading with time in the mountains. So it's like feeling like you're in a valley right now and not at a peak, and that there's nothing you can do. And the truth of the matter is, there is something you can do. You can still celebrate self. Okay, you can still maintain your balance. You can still invest in yourself, okay, and invest in your heart space and healing that, even though this separation is occurring. Okay, what this card is also telling me is that music is going to be very healing for you. It's going to be very it's going to provide some insights for you. Okay, so definitely allow yourself to be led by music a little bit. Okay, you know, pick a station and shuffle, you know, on Spotify or Pandora or whatever, or listen to your local radio station where you really have absolutely no control over what comes on over the airwaves. And synchronicities can happen that way too. Okay, to just kind of let you know, give you signs that everything's going to be okay. So the place is the porta potty line. So waiting to dump the baggage, if you will. And the totem is an LED onesie. All right. So again, it's letting your light shine, letting yourself shine. Okay. You know, it's the thing about the high priestess. She works in the liminal spaces, you know. So look at what's not so, focus on what's not so obvious in order to help yourself, or to gain perspective, I should say, through this situation, through this separation, through, you know, this feeling that time is almost out. It's not. It's happening in divine timing. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and call that here. Thank you so much for joining me. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe and all that jazz. Okay, I'll remember your peace is your power, and I'll see you next time. Bye.